Hello everyone, I'm Troy Brashear.
And I'm ZZ Thomas. Coming up on Louisiana Focus today, the state senate is taking another look at a backpack law that could impact student lives.
Tuition and fees are like death and taxes, simply unavoidable at UL. But where is the money going?
The Fortnite craze is sweeping the nation. So what about the violence involved in video gaming? UL students are closing the book on their most stressful week of the semester. We will take a look at their secret of survival during finals.
These stories and more up next on Louisiana Focus. Louisiana lawmakers are not trying to create a new law, but change an old one that banned the use of body armor around public school zones. Marcel Johnson reports on a Senate Bill 178 that makes an exception for bullet-resistant metal.
Mass school shootings have been almost a common news event in 2018, but manufacturers may have found the use of an everyday tool to maybe potentially save a life. UL student Shayla Lang explains on if she's all in on bulletproof backpacks.
I would definitely feel safer if the university allowed the bulletproof backpacks because I've never been in a school shooting, but if I were, it'd be a good thing to have.
Horace Hall believes carrying a bulletproof school bag could have you prepared for anything.
So you kind of have to be prepared in any way, shape, or form to protect yourself and your body. And a big bulletproof backpack would probably do the thing.
Pricing is not an issue when it comes to a person's well-being.
I'd still buy it regardless of the cost.
It's a necessity, I guess, so it doesn't matter the cost, it's a life.
This can really be a huge investment for many students.
Having that something bulletproof in your life is definitely a plus.
It's a backpack, so if you take care of it, you could pass it down to your kids or your siblings or even your parents, if they're going back to school. So I think it's a necessity, I guess.
Safety and precaution.
A way to protect yourself.
Louisiana is very close to lifting its ban on bulletproof school bags, and students here at UL are here for it. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Marcel Johnson.
It's become one of the most popular video games in the world. But Fortnite is also about shooting to kill, and that has some folks worried. Deon Ray reports.
Fortnite has re-sparked the debate on video game violence and how that affects people. What is Fortnite exactly?
Fortnite is a video game for the PlayStation 4. It's kind of like it's a shooting game where you have to be the last person to survive.
Fortnite is packed with explosives and shootouts. But does this game really incite violence among others?
I feel like violence is already in a person. They already think of violent acts or have that mentality already.
There's no causation linking violent video games to, a rise in, for example, school shootings. There are a lot of factors at play, and while violent video games can be one of those factors, they alone don't, and they don't cause this.
Fortnite has people questioning the role video games play in influencing violence. But for now, players can focus on getting victories. From Louisiana Focus, I'm Deon Ray.
Students are paying a hefty price to go to UL, while taxpayers are paying less and less. So the question for students is, what do they think about the return on their investment? Austin Marilos takes a look.
Students at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette have a wide range of services offered for being enrolled, like free software that is available to download off the university's help page. But the problem seems to be that students don't know about these services. Lance French works for the STEP department, which is a Student Technology Enhancement Program. He gives his input about the free software offered to UL Lafayette students.
Yes, I know that through STEP they offer a variety of different software such as Office 365, and I also know that certain colleges offer different sort of programs for their students.
Colleges like the College of Science and Computing offer their own software for students in that major on their webpage.
I think a lot of freshmen don't know about it. I don't know, when I was a freshman, I didn't quite understand how it all worked.
Emily Vanetta, a student at the university, describes how she found out about the free software.
I didn't know about all the free things being offered until my professor told us about it.
The software and services are covered by the student's tuition, so students should be on the lookout for these services that are offered since they are already paying for it. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Austin Marilos.
The spring semester is coming to a close, and some students are finding out how their plan for getting good grades turned out. Blade Nichols has the story.
With the spring semester coming to a close, students are beginning to prepare for what some consider the most stressful week of the year, finals week. Students are now beginning to speak out on some of their most stressful finals coming up and whether they believe that they will be able to finish strong in all of their classes.
I had to write a 20-page paper with research, and I haven't even started on it, so I need to fulfill my honors contract. But that's the only thing I'm really worried about. Everything else can kind of just wait.
I have this project that's due, which is worth all my grade for architecture class, and then this one final I have to take math. If I don't get an A, I fail the class, so...
When students hear finals week, the first thing that most of them think of is studying and completing assignments. But, according to some students, it's not always healthy to be focused on school all the time.
Just don't hit the books too hard. Like maybe go to the park or something and like lay down a hammock if you have it, or just take a break and go out and go do something with your friends instead of like just being cooped up in your room and just studying all the time.
Go out, hang with some friends, take breaks, like make sure you take a break, because if you're just constantly studying, like you will kill yourself. You will like just overload. So you gotta have some downtime.
With the end of the semester finally here, students will continue to study and work hard to make sure that they receive the grade they desire. Reporting for Louisiana Focus, I'm Blade Nichols.
Litter and waste plague the state in ways that can be changed. UL recently gauged how much waste there is on campus. Asa Grimsley has the details.
Earth Day serves as a reminder to keep our world clean. Preston Dupree feels we need to work harder to keep UL clean.
Living on campus is really a big deal, I feel, because it's a beautiful place. We have a beautiful campus, and we should try to keep it that way.
Trash isn't the only waste on campus. The CAF recently measured that over 150 pounds of food was wasted in 4 hours.
As a person that goes to the CAF, I feel like it was a lot more than it needed to, and when I go there next time, I'm definitely not going to waste as much.
If the students of UL work together, we can get this number down. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Asa Grimsley.
Coming up next, Acadiana welcomes spring with an international flair for food, music, and culture.
And the scourge of shoplifting has met a new foe at the Mall of Acadiana. Plus, college athletes have found some new friends at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Acadiana. These stories up next on Louisiana Focus.
At the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, our Raging Cajun spirit goes beyond athletics.
Paying the bills for college tuition challenged some students at UL. Merlin George reports on the upside and downside of the deal.
Students at UL Lafayette are still questioning why are their fees being allocated to unnecessary things when they should be used for improvements.
I would like to see more additions focused on students, more renovations focused on students, such as our library, which is long overdue for a renovation.
Students are unhappy that students who live away from campus are being charged for services they don't use, especially in the area of transportation.
Especially commuter students, we're paying for stuff that we don't use at all. On-campus students are paying for stuff that they don't use. I mean, if you live on campus and you pay a bus fee, you don't even need the bus.
Then, of course, there are security ports that students believe the campus needs more of.
We can have more poles for like the police towers so people can be alerted about when things happen on campus rather than fixing bikes and bike lanes and stuff.
However, there are students who like the improvements.
I actually really like the bike racks. I think it's convenient, especially if, you're running late to class. You can just pick up a bike and go and then just drop it back off.
The charging ports are really nice and the new furniture is great.
One item students appreciate is the amphitheater, which is constructed outside of the student union.
The amphitheater is really cool. I feel like that would help things like Rage and Roar and the Homecoming Week Pep Rally and different things like that.
For as long as those students know where their money is going, they'll be more pleased.
You can see UL's trying to do stuff to make a better environment for their students.
For Louisiana Focus, I'm Merlin George.
It's not just the cost of college that causes stress, it's all about good study habits. We hear more in the report from Amos Sterling.
School can be very scary and tough for most, but Dr. Warren and her staff found a way to make that easier for the students.
We have 5 of those student support programs, student support services programs. One is for students with disabilities, one's for veterans, one is for students who major in the STEM majors, one is for students who major in education, and the other one is open to all majors.
Dr. Warren takes helping out the students and tutoring very seriously. That's why she puts a lot of effort into making sure that they have the best tutors possible to ensure that their education is at its best.
Student support services offers a lot of different services to students, a lot of different opportunities to students, and our main ones will be tutoring, academic tutoring. We have tutoring in math and the sciences, almost anything that the students really need.
Ms. Anthony has been a student at UL for 4 years. She finds that the Cluid Hall gives her the opportunities to study and learn from others better than any other buildings on campus. With Louisiana Focus, I'm Amos Sterling.
Catching shoplifters in the act is a tricky business for retail merchants. Tia Suggs reports on the means of prevention one store has put into practice.
There has been a high rate of shoplifting in the Mall of Acadiana, and this popular retail store is trying to do something about it.
I say almost on a daily basis we have theft. We find sensors, loads of sensors at one time throughout the day some days.
All retail store owners experience shrinkage in their merchandise. Jazz says it's been a particular problem at Forever 21, adding to her frustration, the mall security is hard to find when needed.
Meaning that we can't go in the store, we can't prove that they took anything.
Forever 21 manager Jasmine Rogers says that the company has come up with their own method of preventing theft called prevention, not detention.
We address our customers, saying that we see the theft, but not in a personable way, but kind of just give them good customer service to kind of get them to feel uncomfortable and leave the store.
Reinforcing prevention, not detention as a solution is solely relying on the good conscience of the customer and the sales associate to pay close attention of their surroundings in the store. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Tia Suggs.
Nothing wrong about being a kid again, so the saying goes, but what happens when big kids and little kids come together to play? Emily Amanis reports from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Acadiana.
The Boys and Girls Clubs of Acadiana love to have visitors. Last month, the Raging Cajuns soccer team went and spent some time with the children.
We're here today because the soccer program and I have volunteered to come visit to do our community service over here. We've heard it was a really, really great program to be a part of.
What exactly is the Boys and Girls Club?
It's a club that kids can come to and have fun, be safe. That's number one priority is be safe.
While the Boys and Girls Club's main focus is safety, they are also highly encouraging fun. Rebecca Foley explains what they did with the kids to keep them entertained.
Well, we got some hair braiding going on, a little salon over there, and then we also have some chess games, some video games, and then some ping pong, and I think we're gonna go do a soccer practice later.
While working with kids can be an extremely challenging job, Kenneth also explains how it is very rewarding.
Within myself, I just feel good because, years from now, they'll still remember us. They don't never forget where they come from, and it just makes me feel good inside.
The Boys and Girls Clubs of Acadiana loved having the soccer team visit. They showed them that you're never too old to be a kid. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Emily Manis.
Festival International brings colorful cultures from around the world to celebrate in Lafayette. Tiara McKay found one smart woman sharing her passion for art and dress at the festival.
You may have seen these colorful fabrics at last weekend's celebration.
Festival International! Woo!
Musicians, entrepreneurs, artists, and vendors from all over the state came to celebrate with the Lafayette community. And Deshawn Knockham explains the reasons that she keeps coming back.
And I like festival because it's like I'm from New Orleans, so it's a small taste of home. So it's a little bit like the French Quarter Fest, so I feel like I'm at home.
But for this entrepreneur, Festival International allows her to bring home to others.
As a Nigerian American living in America, I feel like I'm so far away from my culture, and the things being provided to me, like the ashikis and black soap, they aren't the true, authentic thing that I need. And so being able to spread culture and like knowledge with my consumers makes me really happy. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about.
And that passion turned into a 2-year-old LLC. After seeing a need for these authentic African items, Lois, with the help of her sister, started their business, Cousin Naja. They decided that it was their duty to be the change that they wanted to see. For many entrepreneurs, events such as Festival International allows them to share a piece of who they are with the world. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Tiara McKay.
Coming up next, rising up from a small town to a big stage has put a New Iberia girl under the spotlight. And a CBS News correspondent makes a triumphant return to his hometown.
Student athletes face big challenges, and the Raging Cajuns share their hope for the upcoming basketball season. Coming up next on Louisiana Focus.
At the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, our Raging Cajun spirit goes beyond athletics.
From New Iberia showed off her beauty and talent on national TV. While she might have mesmerized some, her teacher back home knew just what to expect. Troy Brashear reports.
Being on television is everyone's dream, but for New Iberia native Sasha Small, it's just a milestone for the rest of her career.
This is definitely the biggest accomplishment I've had in my career. I mean, just getting the chance to be on national TV and just the chance to get to as far as I got to, that was phenomenal. Not many people make it that far. So.
Not every superstar can do it on their own. Most of them need a little bit of help along the way. Sylvia Watkins Richard was the first in sculpting Small's career.
And I'm not surprised because she was an exceptional student, and she always came prepared for lessons. And
hello, it's me.
Although her American Idol run is over, it's not the end for Sasha Small's career.
Right now I'm in the process of making my own music. I put out a few covers on my YouTube, just trying to build that up.
With a voice as beautiful as hers, her supporters are confident that she'll do great things.
I have no doubt that this is only the beginning of her journey.
For Louisiana Focus, I'm Troy Brashear.
CBS News correspondent David Benegal made a special trip home and reunited with friends, family, and teachers. Deon Brewer reports on how he was received at this year's communication banquet.
Many UL Lafayette students, faculty, and alumni gathered to celebrate and honor CBS News correspondent David Begnu at the communications banquet.
To Dr. Davey, who taught me and is still at it. To Dr. Patricia Holmes.
Most people had a chance to network and enjoy complimentary food, drinks, and even live music. Students were recognized and awarded for their outstanding performances throughout the spring semester. Jarrell, who is a member of the public relations firm, was thrilled to put on such an inspirational event.
What they could win, those who are seniors, able to honor them, and those who are not seniors, a chance to see what they can do, how they could get to the position of somebody who won a chance to win.
David Begnud, who is an alumnus of the university, was recognized for all of his achievements in representing the university well throughout his career. Begnud will be returning to Lafayette in May to give the commencement speech at UL Lafayette's spring graduation. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Dayon Brewer.
A lot of passion and pride goes into the sports at UL Lafayette. Not every athlete can make the sacrifices needed to compete at that high level. Jessica Allen reports.
Being a collegiate student athlete is a lot more complex than people really think. On the court, on the field, or in the classroom, these students put in a lot more work than your average college student.
On average, at least 30 hours a week is dedicated to a sport when you count film, actual practices, games, and meetings.
Though some people may think differently, no student athlete gets any kind of special treatment from the professors at the university.
I think that the professors actually expect more from us because we are student athletes and we are ambassadors for this university. They hold a higher standard for us, but they also keep us on the same role as students.
Every student athlete is required to maintain a 2.0 GPA or higher to be eligible to participate in their given sport.
Being a collegiate student athlete may not be easy, but it is definitely manageable. With Louisiana Focus, I'm Jessica Allen.
After a basketball conference championship and a record-breaking season, the Cajuns are back in the gym to make their future vision a reality. Donovan Aubert reports on how they plan to do it.
After coming off a record-breaking season, the UL men's basketball team is now doing off-season workouts to start preparing for the next season. Freshman guard Cedric Russell has high expectations for the Cajuns next season, as he is still hopeful to make the NCAA tournament. The Cajuns finished off the season with a 27-7 record and a regular season championship. This off-season will help them get ready physically and mentally. Graduating senior Bryce Washington has his expectations as he leaves the program and continue his basketball career.
At the same time, everybody's a lead on our team. Starting from the freshman, with Cedric Russell. I think they're going to be just fine. They have, guys that was juniors that started in Marcus, Jakeem, and Malik. That's the experience that they need. And then they have a lot of young guys that's going to be very good. Say is going to hold his own, hold his own weight. The recruiting classes come in, I think they're going to be very good also. So I think they're going to be just fine.
Marcus Stroman, Malik Marquetti, and Jakeem Gant are the Cajuns' 3 seniors and leaders for next season, and they look to finish their senior year off with an NCAA appearance. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Donovan Aubert.
That's all the time we have for Louisiana Focus. Our producer is Jessica Allen.
Our director is Jasmine Tillery, and our faculty advisor is Dr. Bill Davey. I'm Zizi Thomas.
And I'm Troy Brashear. Thank you for joining us this semester on Louisiana Focus.